let's talk about one of the most common problems that plagues both players and game masters: backstories. A lot of people just throw the backstory to the wayside and don't give any thought to it for whatever reason. If you're a new player and you're just learning whatever tabletop, it's excusable. But after you start playing, right, you really start playing and you really start RPing and you live the fantasy of your character, the backstory is essential. So, what exactly is the backstory? Well, it's the history and events of your character. What makes them tick? You don't need 3, 4 paragraphs and send it to your game master. Don't do that crap. Don't you ever do it. All we need is bullet points. Simple, easy, effective. Something easy for you, the game master, and other players to all remember, right? And there's people that build this elaborate thing. Dude, I get you want to be the edgiest edgelord of Edgeland. I get it, okay? But no one gives a shit, okay? Because it's so complicated to remember. Not everyone is really good at making backstories, and we all get it, okay? But put some effort into it is all we're really asking. Give people something to work with. So here are some common mistakes that you should stay away from. Lack of detail. What this is talking about is you are so vague that you're uninteresting, right? Everyone's like, this is the thief that steals things, and that's it. That's super lame and that sucks, and we all know it, right? What is the strengths, the weaknesses, the motivation for this character? Maybe you are a thief that steals, but what's that certain item that you are questing for? Some super unique dragon egg? That sounds interesting and simple, and everyone can get on board with it. Just saying. Over complicated. This thing is so simple to screw up, but when you just start packing and packing your character of all these, my deity is this, my arch nemesis is this, I come from the land of who? No, it's too much. It's too much. You take your 2-page paper front and back and you take it to somebody else. Dial it back, look at it and see if you have something that's really that complicated, pick out just the core things of what are really important, things that you care about and everyone else can latch on to. Your backstory is improbable. It's so ridiculous and far-fetched. It takes away from the realism. And I know some of you are like, oh, we're living the fantasy, okay? Dude, I get we have snake people, cat people, zombies that fly, all this crazy stuff, right? Just make sure your backstory is rooted with logic and reason. Very simple. And the last one is, you are boring. Your backstory is so boring. You are uninteresting. Everyone's like, okay, you're a barbarian and you hit stuff, or I'm the paladin and I'm on a quest. That's God, dude. Come on, put some effort into it. We're all asking you. Players are asking you. The DM is asking you. We want your character to be interesting. For example, I have a Knoll barber who is on the quest to find the perfect scissors. It's simple, easy, effective. It sounds interesting. Why is he an old barber? What happened? What's so important about these scissors? All these questions, and people will play into your backstory, and then you also get the opportunity to role play and play into other people's backstories. It's freaking great. Okay, that's all it is. Put some effort into it. That's all I'm asking. Just want to mention, for game masters, having an interesting NPC and backstory, it still all wraps up and goes together. Players really latch on to NPCs, especially if they're going to help the party. So just keep that in mind. If you avoid these mistakes, you're going to make a great backstory. It's really about the effort that you're going to put in. If you put in effort, the DM and the players are going to give that effort back, because everyone has to latch on to it because it's interesting. It's fun. We're all playing a really fun game. Live the fantasy. That's the whole point of Pathfinder and all these other games, right? And I just want to just bring this to attention, because too many times I get a terrible backstory and I ask, I'm like, is this really it? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, this sucks. And that character gets pushed to the wayside and all they're there is just to hit stuff. That's really boring, and I don't think that's a fun tabletop, in my opinion. I mean, if you're doing a dungeon run, I mean, I still want some kind of RP, but that's just me. If you're looking for Snippy the Barber's artwork and backstory, that is free on Patreon, along with some maps and other tokens. But I also make token borders and full-blown token packs. Those are also on Patreon for different tiers, and you can get them for $1 on Etsy. So it's up to you. I'm just trying to make this the job. I'm trying to live the dream, right? So hopefully this helps people with backstories, and let me know your feedback. I love to read other people's backstories, and I will definitely workshop with you to make something super cool and interesting, because that's just what I like to do. So I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.